Realtor friends, are you asking yourself how you can stay motivated and focused in today's challenging business environment? Hey, it's Peter Chabris with Lockbox, and I don't know about you, but this is a challenging market, right? Interest rates are high, inventory is low, regulatory hurdles are kind of hanging over us and creating additional stress. And sometimes in these kinds of environments, it can be hard for us to stay focused, especially if we may be behind goal or not where we thought we might be with our business year to date. And so I want to share with you two practices that I think make a big difference in staying connected to your business, emotionally connected to your business, so that you can continue to drive sales. Now, the thing about sales is we've got to make sales to make our income, and that's great, but sales and income in of themselves do not motivate us intrinsically. What motivates us intrinsically is the reward that we get from generating those sales. So whether it's putting a down payment on investment property, putting some money away for your child's college fund, maybe it's putting a down payment on that Tesla that you've been looking at, whatever the case may be, you have to remind ourselves that's why we're doing this, not for the money itself, but for what the money does to us. And the best way to remember that is actually just to write down what are my personal goals. And write those down every single morning. It seems silly, but it reminds us why we're doing what we're doing when things get a little bit more difficult. Everybody can write a goal down at the beginning of the day when you're fresh and you're good, but what can really be challenging is at the end of the day, sometimes we don't do all the things that we had hoped that we could have done, or we didn't have the wins that we had planned on having. And so there's this concept of the gap in the gain, right? And a lot of producers, a lot of motivated people will focus on the gap between where they wanted to be at the end of the day or at the end of the year and where they actually are. And the problem with that is you start focusing on the negative results of the day. And when you focus on the negative results of the day, it can actually have chemical influences in your brain that shape how you perceive your life experience and ultimately how you go about pursuing the next day. And so a great suggestion is to write down, this comes from the book, The Gap in the Gain, is to write down 3 things that you either, 1, to remind yourself of where you did win during the day, or number 2, what you learned. Because every failure or every win that you didn't have still teaches us a lesson. And if we can put on that win or learn hat at the end of the day and write down 3 places where we won or where we learned, it kind of shifts the energy around the day and gives us a better place to start the next morning when we write down those goals again and remind ourselves, why are we emotionally connected to these sales goals that we have, and why are we doing what we do, especially in a more challenging market like this one. So I hope that helps, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in 1 week. Thanks.